And we're back. Back again. I'm so used to looking at this camera as well, but now you've come back, James. The whole studio is opened up.
Yeah, man.
We can see your shoes once again. I speculated if you just like materialize from them. So that's how you kind of get around. You just
I was wearing those yesterday.
Oh, really?
Because I have a pair of those I leave that pair here, and I've got a pair in London of the very same shoe.
Wow.
Because they're like one of my favorite shoes ever that I've ever owned. So I'm like, I can't have just one pair of these because I'll be sad when, you know, they finally disintegrate. So I bought 2 pairs.
That's good.
Well, will FURIA disintegrate? Will Luminosity disintegrate? Who will disintegrate?
What map is it?
It is...
I just got here, so I'm allowed to say that.
I'm going to say Train.
Overpass.
I lied.
I was thinking Train.
Should have been Train. Should have been Train.
Overpass.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling FURIA. I feel like I think it's a good map for Henny to do damage on the CT side, but I think FURIA will do the same and more.
I mean, we saw that crazy game when K-Serata got like 40 kills or something, remember?
Yeah.
That was on
it. That
was on Overpass. So, and the Kriegs, they're a lot of fun on a map like Overpass. So, I agree. You predicted Luminosity, so you're going against your own prediction here. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're doing, James, but it's kind of...
Crap.
I think FURIA's going to win. I think they're going to win. I picked them to win, and they look like the better team, and Luminosity, they have moments of brilliance where they can hold it down, but usually what we've seen is CT side. T side's kind of a little iffy so far, so Overpass can be a little more difficult sometimes on the T side if you're not tightening up on your coordination, flashing smokes, and Luminosity just not looking good on their team side, so I have to go with FURIA. I have to go with them.
I think the way the T side went in the previous map for Luminosity, in terms of how aggressive FURIA were, I wouldn't be surprised if a similar thing happened. Maybe not to the same extent, but I think a similar thing might happen here.
Yeah, I think it's one of those spots where they're a more rounded team. And the thing is, the way Art has been playing too, that is so suitable for a map like Overpass. When he gets onto that CT side especially, you got that guy that just wants to just push with an AWP. That's amazing. It's what a tool to have. Obviously, you know, you're talking about Henny and so on, and I don't know. I don't think I've seen Henny be that kind of AWPer in the ways that I would like him to be. Sometimes I know that he's capable of it, but Art seems like he's just switched on, dialed into it much more. That makes sense.
Yeah,
within the structure as well of their team, it seems like it works. Like that's just part of how their team plays. Because you can see sometimes a player like Henny might be bogged down by the system, perhaps.
Yeah, Henny was a fast player. I mean, he was a peaker, kind of similar ways as we were seeing Art, but him and Lucas leaving Immortals, you know, over a year ago, and them coming back, they haven't been the same players as they were before. Maybe they have to relearn, maybe get their skill back up or teamwork back at that certain point. But yeah, it's a pretty good point that Henny is not the same player as he was when he came to, rose in the ranks of CSGO.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
It's just StarCraft 2, but what does the front have to do with StarCraft 2? It's like a tiger.
Because it's Detroit.
Oh, I see the Marine now.
Detroit, I don't know. For some reason, yeah, Detroit Tigers.
Carrigan pre-infestation.
Yeah, Carrigan pre. And yeah, I worked the event. It was a fun event.
Nice. That's a cool shot, dude.
Yeah. It's old.
I want one.
It has holes in it now.
I don't want that one, though. All right, so we've got the pistol round kicking off here. Again, third and final map. Winner will go forwards. Single elimination brackets last week, in which you can just qualify just off with winning the week. Future weeks, you'll have to accumulate enough mahoneys to do so.
And eat raw chicken without getting salmonella.
Would not recommend it. I like this wide swing long. Who's that, Art? Art's just having a good time over there. And so far, no one has been spotted from FURIA. They're able just to kind of sneak up and push in the bathroom. This might be bad for Luminosity. They're going to have to hit these shots. I mean, there's a cool crossfire here. Oh my goodness, that nade!
Talk about Brazilian barbecue. Nothing but chunks of meats at the front of the site, and they will follow up on that Luminosity. Nekers gets a cheap helmet. No damage to his armor. That was brief. That was brutal.
It's fast.
Yeah. You don't really see a pistol round and overpass concluded like that on the A-bomb site so often. But here we are.
Was so passive. And they allowed FURIA, you know, hand them enough rope and watch them hang themselves. It's, I did that yesterday, actually. But it's that kind of play style where you're always trying to make plays, always trying to make something happen. And the other team knows that. they could do what Luminosity just did, just hide and wait, because you could hear them or at least see them explode from a mile away sometimes. Almost a similar strat.
Uh-oh. Oh, the flashbang. Is he going to miss? Okay, only one.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the observing? Because you would never see that flashbang with anybody else.
I agree.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate me?
Appreciate it.
Can we appreciate me for a moment too? Can I get some appreciation?
I appreciate you, Dan.
Nice.
I appreciate it.
Especially when you're not talking.
I like your watch.
Feel a little burn in that.
Not really, because if he's not talking, then I'm talking most of the time, right? So you see, it could be a burn, but it could be just I could be an egotistical moron.
You just made it about yourself
You could be a
again.
narcissist, you know. Who
But
knows?
I did it just to save myself, just to let you think, oh, I'm insulting you. No, not really, not really. I'm just a moron. Anyway, a little swerve there, you know. It's like a
twist in the
I
movie.
don't know, whatever. It's like a
twist in the movie, you know.
something with a swerve. Yeah, there we go. Thank you,
there you
thank you.
go.
Look, man, I've been on a plane for 10 hours. Yeah, I had a lot of vodka.
I'm here to help you out.
They gave me an entire bottle of champagne.
I don't know.
They had shepherd's pie on the plane.
And
I'm
sliders.
really happy,
And sliders.
but I'm a little tired.
Don't forget about the sliders.
And the sliders as well. I felt I had to come straight to the studio, guys, because, you know, it was a long day yesterday for you guys.
It's okay.
And
We hold down the fort.
I wanted to represent. Steel taking bullets through the wooden panels. But he's alive. He sees that no one's in the short B position, but he's not too concerned with holding the area. More mollies as well, so that's interesting. I don't know what... I mean, you never know if someone's going to come out of connector, right? So I guess he's on his own there. Doesn't want to take that risk. The Molotov was interesting, though, because I feel like he could have represented that they had control of short B, but that says that they don't. But anyway, here we are.
Nice kill from Henny, but the trade is ready. So good team play from FURIA. They set it up very nicely, and you wonder, Henny, in an exposed position, ultimately, the one and done spot. Hello, it's a Foots, it's a head, it's Bolts, and he's no more. And now Luminosity are going to be struggling to hold on to this A site. It's just Lucas, and he's not got any assistance on the way just yet. It's FURIA haven't really given the game away, but that surely will. All the nades starts to come in, the rotation as well, and almost a second there. If only the headshot would be found, but you'd imagine that FURIA will be able to get the plant, lock down the sites, fall back to bathrooms, and all will be well. An MP9 and a UMP. Not really ideal weapons for the Rangers they'll be playing now.
Not at all.
Well, Nakers has a lot to do, doesn't he?
He does.
I would imagine he's going for exits. And 1 versus 3 with an MP9.
I think that'd be the right play. I don't think he can have a chance to ninja defuse too early in the game. I mean, they won't expect you to be saving. I mean, they probably could.
Yeah, I think he's hoping for an upgrade. Ultimately, he can't seriously... he's not going for a ninja, he's going for a rifle. Some description or some bonus money or something, but it'll be nothing. No boxes ticked for Nekes in this particular round. And that's an early round for FURIA. I think it's important for both of these teams to have a strong start on their CT sides if they are to win this map. So this is a blip for Luminosity very early on.
I think Nekes has a souvenir MP9 from the major finals. Nice. It's cool, man. I just realized the other day I have an AUG from like 2014 or something that's souvenir. It's got complexity on it.
Oh, really?
It's like from the first major or something, yeah. I think, anyway. Maybe not. But anyway, one of the early ones. Either way, we have a lot of presence here towards the sewers area for FURIA, and are obviously taking a lot of damage there. Perhaps the spray through the wooden panel, plus an HE grenade, and there's no grenades at all for Luminosity. And it might actually be helpful for them that FURIA picked the B bomb site because they don't have counter utility, but maybe the utility of FURIA can serve. Oh, that's crazy! 2 quick kills out the CZ. What a peak! And now it is desperation mode for FURIA. How do you respond to that? Because Steel's going in for the flank with a Krieg.
Numbers game going into the CT water. Now what? Indeed, there is a flank. Plenty of time on the clock. If they can identify what is going on here. They're wrapping all the way towards the A bomb site. They don't need to take that fight. And indeed, you saw a moment's hesitation there, but there was no need to re-peek. They have got so many positions on the way to the A site they can take in any of those areas. And they will leave one person in situ going for a plant on Optimus. But both players have realized that they are outmaneuvered and have flanked already, or rotated rather. That's a big headshot from Steel. Makes it doable in this 2 versus 2.
What a clean and very quick call from FURIA just to make those maneuvers to get to this site. Now they have to hold it down. And these players from Luminosity getting closer and closer. The Krieg battles rages on as Steel's Krieg will be taken out of his hands, and Bolts understands he can't do it at this point. He's outgunned, outmaneuvered by FURIA. And again, I've got to credit just the fact that they're in a situation where there's a double kill from a C that shot at the beginning of the rush, and they understand to just together move as 3 through the water, clear that, create a path out of that bad situation. That's awesome. Impeccable team play.
Yeah, very great teamwork. And very impressive with FURIA. I mean, those heat of the moments is something that you could talk about after you watch a replay. Oh yeah, it'd be cool if we'd done this and do this. So it probably, they've talked about situations like that. You get kills down early in the round or early in the rush, and you know, team maybe Luminosity, there's a chance that if they take water, they possibly flank you and whatnot. So in order to just kind of go on a weird route through CT spawn, it's just really impressive. Oh, they're doing the triple stack.
A massive... Oh, no, no. All the no's. And Case Radsonu will assume that no one else is anywhere else on the B-bomb site apart from these positions, and liberties will be taken. Now he can enable a rotation. However, Yuri is alone with the bomb making his way in, and the team are slowly streaming in. The risk is limited, as we can see. Enough has been cleared by Case Rato. Losing a duel to a USP, not ideal. Perhaps a little too deep there, almost susceptible to a crossfire situation. Now we've got them fishing for this weapon. It is being covered though, so I don't think there's any real big issue anymore. Bolts will want to save to his rifle. And that's FURIA in the lead now. So it looks like they've taken control of this game of Overpass.
Yes, indeed.
Very true. Truer words were never spoken.
Luminosity, they will be able to buy next round, but Henny, is he going to be able to afford AWP? It's 2K. Probably not. And so this is going to be interesting setup here. 5 rifles, what do? Do you have to be aggressive? Do you have to take over a spot at the map? I'm thinking FURIA, they seem to like water, they like to be... Why not just try a connector water take as CT? You have low utility. You don't really have long range for ops. You got a couple logs, so let's try to take something over.
What about a fountain push? 3-man fountain push.
That could work too.
Stick him in there. Stick him in there deep. And if no one's turning up, you got a flank set up.
That's also another thing to do.
But
they decided nothing. They decided to play standard. Boring.
They ignored us both.
Obviously, you're going to lose a round if you ignore us both. Just how it goes. Science.
1 minute 30 on the clock. FURIA, interestingly, quietly creeping out of connector. Don't see this every day.
So careful, so cautious.
Very interesting. So they walk to T-spawn, but then start to make some steps again. It's all very strange.
I don't know what the tell was.
I mean, maybe if they don't want to give any sun cues away if somebody's in the short B position, which is why they walk away from connector. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be a burst into the B bomb site. The numbers game again. We've got some counter smoke grenades from the CT side to allow him to rotate in a little bit. So you can see Steel's position. He's got a great angle through the bomb site as well. But once these smokes go, then his position will be compromised. Lucas jumping up to get slam dunked by Able J. 4v3 for FURIA as they wait for these smokes to go. He's in a 1v1 position, but he'll deliver to kill Able J. More CT grenades coming in, still delaying the bomb plant, but they're losing all their players. Bolts, again, the last man standing. Not much more he can do.
That's pretty cool. They've just got themselves into position to go for those duels. And I think if any rounds would suggest it, this round should. That Luminosity need to open up by taking the initiative. They've got to be taking away something straight away, because what they did there was sacrifice any information and pretty much anything at all, and kind of allowed FURIA to just do whatever they wanted. And FURIA have proven that they have enough coordination to do it, to win around like that, enough firepower. And they didn't. The fact is that if Luminosity had an aggressive play somewhere, they would have worked out what was going on. But they just held the bomb sites and played standard. So it's okay that it goes like that. It's early in the half.
Yeah.
But now's the time to sort of figure out, all right, we gotta start going a bit aggressive in a way that makes sense.
At least just to kind of maybe disrupt the flow of FURIA, because if you just let them kind of do their thing without throwing utility, that's more utility for the bomb site takes, more flashes and Molotovs to kind of push you way out of your spot. So the fast, or at least early round aggression, not only just hands you map controlling information, but again, disrupting the flow. You don't want FURIA to get going, get rolling, because they get so hot, they get so good once they get that mindset of just running over people.
Absolutely. And you know what, like, even something like you said, a Suez take or something of that nature, it's not. If a team's playing slow defaults, you can do that really safely as a CT, and it's not a huge gamble. And you can just you can keep one guy in there. That's all you might need, and there's lots of ways to play off that. But anyway, Luminosity with little to use to their advantage in this round, except an M4 and some Deagles. But sometimes it's the least expected rounds in which the most damage is found, as FURIA start to progress up bathrooms, and they'll cross their T's, dot their I's, place the utility as it needs to be placed to get them closer to that site and set up for an attack. Nice peek from Abel. He's actually, you can tell he's feeling it.
He is. He's having a good day so far. 40 seconds remain. FURIA. Oh, he spotted something. Peppering, but this is FURIA's time which is being lost. This would be a great time to take the rest of the side. They're looking to do exactly that. Up close with the Deagle. Only one kill to be found, and FURIA will not have much issue with that particular round. I just made a Luminosity chant in my head.
Yeah?
Luminosity. Luminosity. I mean, it doesn't really go well if you're doing it in a Brazilian accent. Also, why you're doing it in English. But for me, if I wanted to chant Luminosity, that chant's on point.
Is that all part of the chant?
No. Reasonable question. But that part was all separate.
Just making sure here. Just, you know, I don't want to cut you off or anything like that.
I know, man. I know. You never know when one thing starts and one thing, you know, something else starts.
I'm going to let you finish.
Flow of consciousness could often be very long. 5-2. So we had a brief, well, if we ignore the pistol round, it's basically 5-0 for FURIA. I think in terms of where this half is going, that is the indicator. So we can ignore those 2 rounds. And that doesn't look good. But what does look good is Hen 1 with an AWP. And he's got one.
You need an AWP on Hen 1, or Henny.
This is a nice position because for those of you at home who don't know where to play on Overpass, standing on this little flower bed is cool because scoping like this, you can see people pop out of connector, you can see them coming from outside toilets or popping out of divider as well. So if you're fast enough, you can take out people from almost 3 different directions. Is Henny fast enough?
It's also a spot to where, you know, you could fall back easily if you miss your shot on con.
Beautiful! Clean!
It's a great shot. Got to follow it up, though, and he's in a good position to do it. Another one coming in for Henny. How many others will he be good for? Well, that is Vinny that's not committed enough. K Serato will take down Henny finally. And with a minute on the clock and a 2 versus 3 at hand, maybe if there's any nades to be collected on the floor, that would be nice. But FURIA should still, even without nades, with only 3 CTs to worry about, they should be able to find some openings. However, the problem here lies in Steel's position. He will be able to cut off any flanks, which allows Luminosity to have positioning on Nekis and Lucas to sit on A in a conservative manner, not giving anything away, no peeks to be given, and they can just wait for FURIA to plant, because they know that FURIA have to be going A right now. And with the time ticking as it is, Luminosity understand everything that's happening.
They are the scientists. They know. And this is a nice little Molotov that goes on top of dice. Get anyone behind that bomb spot. As As you said, Furia does not know that Luminosity knows, but regardless, he's still able to get the bomb down. I don't know if Luminosity expected. Oh!
Just about.
Just about.
I was impressed with the angle because it's, you know, you got to avoid the sprays. But even with the smoke stuff, it's limited where you can plant a bomb. So just a directional sound from planting it is a lot of information.
Yeah.
For a CT side. So apparently you can, you don't collide with those balloons anymore.
Yep.
Right. Can you still boost on top of them?
Probably not. If you don't collide, they probably can't boost on top of them. I think something also to do with nades with the balloons. I'm not sure what. I think there's
they're
like
all pointing. Things. They're pointing to T-spawn.
Oh.
If you think about it. They're more, yeah, they are.
It's like
they're
an arrow.
Pointing to T-spawn.
Come here.
Actually, oh well, there might not be time to talk about it in this particular round, but maybe the next one. Ooh, Blockerino, it won't cost anything though. Not feeling too shy despite that smoke grenade, but he'll be stuck there for a while if he chooses to wait. But he doesn't. 3 people in the B bomb site to start with for Luminosity. A flashbang towards short B for his teammates to go for a take. Maybe the door is opened. It is indeed. But nobody's showing for Luminosity just yet.
Luminosity playing pretty passive still. They do have a person up long bathroom, but Art picks out Steel, and that's a problem with playing passive. You let them creep up, but Nekaz, he's making hero plays, taking out 2. With the Molotov down, Smoke down and Catwalk, they're able to buy a little bit of time. Try to get some kills, but Ur and Kisserado gets 2.
Oh, the creep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's going through the smoke. This is quite an awesome play. Oh, he hasn't gone all the way through. This is so weird. So weird. And it will go Furia's way. Where is that left Luminosity? Where are they left? In the dust? Not quite. They've got something. Not
great, though. I think in this situation, do you force buy? Do you maybe get some pistols? And by next round, you have a lot of money still. A round loss bonus. And they decide they're just going to risk it for the biscuit. Lucas, 0 armor, 0 utility, 0 kits. But there's an op on Henny, so that's a plus.
Says hello, goes for the timing, doesn't quite work out for him. Furia are concise with their flashbangs. Ooh, walking into an angle where you commonly find AWPs, not recommended. Maybe taking too many liberties on this occasion. And Furia don't really have many grenades after their initial burst, so this is a really awkward spot for them.
Oh, okay.
Standard Henny. Beautiful stuff from him. I wonder if he might have seen a shadow, actually, despite us not seeing one because of... Like, without a smoke there, a shadow is... As you can see, the direction of the sun, you would see a shadow there, so maybe...
It's possible.
Graphical thing.
Spectator smoke.
Yeah. Anyway, Furia have been well and truly deleted in this round.
So the 2 rounds that Luminosity has won on their gun rounds, or at least the 2 gun rounds at CT. I'm going to assume that they won this one already, but hold on. Just Yuri. He does get Steel. All right, Nekaz takes out Yuri. So Henny has gotten 3 kills in both of the gun rounds that they've won. So it shows you the impact that he has for Luminosity. He has to start playing like this if they want to compete. Maybe not 3 kills a round, but...
He must have seen a silhouette in the smoke, I reckon. He's not taking a shot there at random with an AWP.
It's Henny. Who knows? He's a wild stallion.
Just out there in the, you know, in the green bays of some...
Wisconsin?
I don't want to say forest, because a tree is a tree. Of course it's not going to run in a forest.
Plains.
I don't know. I need to think about... Plains, there we go. There we go. Thank you. Help was needed. You rescued me.
It's okay. We help each other out. And look at C, Luminosity going to kind of continue this passiveness and be... But for Steel, he's kind of out here by himself. So he's kind of exposed. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Are there 4 people B? Very odd setup by Luminosity. You have Steel Water, you have 2 people boosting spawn, and 1 guy just coming from Monster for no reason.
Yeah, very passive sort of retake setup where they're expecting a B attack. But this is the problem though. If a team is just running defaults, they just get a lot of map control, and you're giving up that map control, just hoping that a specific push comes in. And this is the problem now, because a bomb site has just been given up, completely given up. And the bomb should be able to make its way down unless we get a hero play through the smoke, but no. And this is, oh no. It's another round where Luminosity might just be completely undone by their own overly passive playstyle and not really deciding to take initiative on the map. And that's a shame.
These are the differences. I mean, this is more or less what I alluded to at the beginning of the game, is that I think that Henny can be explosive on the CT side, but I think FURIA will be more so because they're just more complete as a team, and I think that shows on maps like Overpass on the CT side, especially with the way they have their coordinated aggression that I thought might be missing from Luminosity. So
yeah, FURIA's team play is revolved around wide swinging together, peeking together, flash, explosion together. A lot of just timing where it's difficult to get multiple kills against FURIA because of this spacing that they have. They have such good spacing, and it's not helping that Luminosity is pretty much waiting too long to see what's happening because of this spacing. And it's like, oh, they're already in sight. There's smokes everywhere. We're not getting the kills, so it's better just to kind of try to disrupt them along the ways. I mean, this map is good for that. There's so many opportunities to take an off shot and fall back, take an off shot, fall back, take an off shot, fall back.
All right, connector for FURIA. Oh, good nades coming in through the door there. And Bolts might have an opportunity because they're kind of distracted by short. They'll go through. Bolts, does he find a timing to make this happen, this play, this offense? But no, I think they're checking for it. Indeed, Yuri's there with the HE. That's going to do a good chunk of damage. Lucas is on 1 HP as well, so things not going too well for Luminosity here. Yuri trying to find stuff, trying to bait a push through the smoke as well, but it's not going to happen. Oh, he's going up high. Oh, this is perfect.
He made one step.
Still finished him off though. Lucas, 1 HP. Does he get anything from this? It's not a bad angle. And they don't seem to understand that water is not clear.
Oh my god.
They don't. How do they not understand that? He's going to get 1 for that. But Henny's in a 1v3. I don't know if it's enough for him. They're going to have to save this orb. Their money's so broken. The rounds feel quite weird as far as the CT side go for Luminosity for me. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, for example, in this round specifically, you saw Luminosity put people in con, but where's the people water that could help them out, or maybe people by party to kind of at least cover an entrance to the underpass, but they didn't have any of that, so Bolts is pretty much like stuck there until, you know, either he gets a whole bunch of kills or he dies. So he ends up dying, and that just doesn't help. Like, so it's kind of like a half-baked kind of push instead of a complete, you know, we push, we have these flashes, and then we have maybe a possible fallback plan or a push together as a team kind of flank.
It's actually a good point, because it reminds me of one particular round where there's this spot where Henny was pushed just outside the entrance to connector, outside the bathrooms, and he's just in a one-and-done position. And as you highlighted before, or James highlighted, I think it was you, yeah, you highlighted before, FURIA are just playing, they're playing a T side where they trade correctly. And so it's just a spot where it actually doesn't do anything against FURIA. It actually puts you at a disadvantage. And it's almost as though Luminosity need to recognize that level from their opponents and start doing the same thing. And this is cool. Like, we're going to get a flash over Monster for Steel to peek through the smoke. There you go. Finally, going to get some aggressive moves coming in from Luminosity, taking away Monster. But Suis has gone for FURIA, so that's actually a bit worrisome. Nice pick from Arts.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll do it maybe after this round. But it's weird. They flash, peek, and take it. What is Steel doing kind of like still in the tunnels at that point?
Right.
You know? Why isn't he in a good spot just trying to hold an off angle?
Yeah, you'd think you'd leave a guy there by the stairs. But maybe they wanted to fall back because of the flashbang anyway. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Neckers. But can he get a second one out of it? He can't. Traded by Art. So good with that AWP is Art. Henny up top, but again, it's just in a situation where everything sucks. His teammates on a very long rotation, which might actually get something if people start to fall back. Not sure what was going on there with the Q press, but Henny is once again left out of position with an AWP, and all that is left is to save as FURIA move to round number 9.
And the question starts to become, can FURIA, can they muster a T side as good as FURIA's T side, Luminosity? I don't know that they will be able to. FURIA are playing really well, and this is one of FURIA's great maps, one that they're very confident on. Luminosity do like to play this too, though. I mean, again, they do have good players for the map. It's just approach, approach, approach.
Unless Luminosity had some kind of set piece, great game plan for their team side, it's not. It won't be relying on timing like FURIA has been doing this entire series. Luminosity, they've showed good teamwork, but a lot of this teamwork is on their CT sides, not their T sides. T sides have a lot of holes, a lot of kind of timing issues with their spacing and whatnot, and they just got to figure something out here. Because it's not working their CT side either.
3 explosions in a row. Luminosity saving. Not ideal. 4 rounds on the board. Well, I mean, I think they had to win it on their CT side, and by that I mean get a lot of rounds. That hasn't been the case for Luminosity. I don't think we'll see the kind of mirror that we saw on Inferno, where both CT sides kind of had a similar half. I think that FURIA will be strong on their CT side. We may have to ignore a few rounds if Luminosity win the pistol in the next half, but I mean, they could still get 6 rounds out of this. I think the score kind of needs to be the other way around for Luminosity, but we shall see what happens. Neckers, I think he just bounced off the roof there. Cheeky peek, falls back. But again, we've seen that CT smokes here before, hold some area for Luminosity, but then FURIA just wait and then frag everyone afterwards.
Not going to really push the smoke just yet. They're going to peek together towards that short A ramp, and Neka's going to try to spam through the smoke. The smoke disappears and he gets taken out. Lucas, though, trying to make an exchange here. And Steel, though, gets taken out in the process, and now FURIA has the bomb site. Trying to get the bomb down here by that sandbag. And Lucas just gets chunked by a nade.
They go for the boosts. So it can be very predictable, I think, sometimes, especially this many players left on the T side.
It just sucks because when you hot boost, you see them jump over first.
Yeah.
So.
Oh god, Finny's actually just wrecking them there through the woods.
This again, it kind of sucks for Henny because I feel like this is why you can't just look at stats and be like, oh my god, this guy did bad, because
they're not going to his place.
It's like, I feel like it's 4 rounds. It's at least 3 rounds, maybe 4 rounds where Henny's just been alone, the last man standing. It's like they all went away from me, and I have to say not much I can do. Sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing too, though. You know, you want to be moving him around a lot. I think. You know, we could be seeing him moving around more. Get him into sewers. Get him into sewers on early timing. Post him up on Monster one round, playing passive. You know, get him on a push, you know, through Thousand, Reconnector. Just get him everywhere. Get Henny everywhere. Get him in the action. That's sometimes when I watch Luminosity, I do feel like, you know, Henny he's not being put into as many positions as he should be. I don't know if that's a self-restriction or a team restriction or like where it is, but you know that his ceiling can be so high. And you want to eke everything out of that you possibly can. We saw the MSL, for example, earlier today. Awful 2 first maps. 3rd map, he starts getting in there, getting stuck in there, and he defined the match. Because at every turn, the other team would have a game plan of some description. You just lost a player, and now what do you do? Like it's really difficult to deal with. And if you've got Henny, got to be getting him in there, man.
It'd be good to get them in there, and even if they don't get him in there, maybe put Henny off in A and then stack 4 people B or something. Because FURIA has been, for the most part, hitting B a lot. They love B, they love taking water. You see Henny's being a little aggressive towards party. It's a good move. But is there one more person? No, the other guy's by connector. So again, here, maybe they tuned in a little bit. They're stacking a little more towards water and B. But again, Lucas could be cut off soon. He smartly falls back.
Wow!
And then Steel gets taken out.
Wow! I can't believe he gets that. That's amazing. Lucas could be in trouble here. The M4A1S, it's difficult to get these multi-frags when the spacing's really good from the Ts, but they will actually walk past him, so maybe he's owned this one. There's more players to be found here, an extra one, as they go for the battle, and indeed, only good for one in the end for Lucas, and the bomb will be collected. And Henny's watching from the party area here, and they don't suspect him to be out there, so finally, and he's in on the action. There you go. That's what you want to see. Great quick shot from him. And now there's no way out. They've got to push back towards sewers. And he's got that side of the map covered.
Tunnel vision from Keserato. Free frag for Luminosity. Leaves Yuri alone now. This is the last round of the first half, so it's all about round win. Damage is inconsequential at this point. He holds his angle and he waits. And we see why it's a good idea to just avoid Henny. Henny's playing A. Let's go towards B. Worked out for many rounds, but not the last one. Luminosity will end the half with 5 rounds on the board.
All right, well, given how much of a difficulty Luminosity had on the TT side, we pray, we hope for a competitive match on the second half. We're going to find out soon. Stay with us.
Hello.
Oh, I was going to do it, but you can do it.
You want to do it? You do it.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here for the second half. FURIA versus Luminosity. Third game of the series. FURIA. Looking good. Looking way too good, James.
I wonder... I need to look at their results versus upper tier teams and see... Like, I wonder if they're going to become the top Brazilian team, essentially, which is partly due to the failure of MIBR. That will have something to do with it, but I wonder what the potential is there. What do you guys think at home? Send me a tweet. Let me know what you think. Finny will get taken out. Oh, and that's a great follow-up for Bolts with the P250. P250 on the T side. You love to see it. I love to see it. My favorite thing to see, one of them. But they're fighting back, FURIA. It's not over just yet.
Oh, no.
2 versus 2. The bomb has been planted. Yuri waiting for his team. They have a combined 27 HP, but it's about the headshots and a pistol round. It's all about the headshots. They've got the range advantage with the USPs. They just need to hit some jaws with these bullets, and then they're good to go, but they don't have a defuse kit, so they need to move quick. Is it a free kill? Can he land the shot? He can. They've got to find the last player, and quickly. They've got to get on this bomb fast. Lucas just waiting for his time. There's a first one. He can just dance around. He doesn't have too much area to play with, but I think he may have wandered around anyway, and he certainly has now. There is a pistol for Luminosity. They had to win that pistol. I think if they lose that pistol, they lose the game. Now they have a chance because they're keeping FURIA away from getting too close to 16 rounds early.
Yeah, without a doubt, pistol rounds are pretty important when you're essentially trying to come back from the half. And this actually forces FURIA to do a force buy here on their CT side. So kind of set up that they can work with here. Now if FURIA loses this round, they're going to have to save after this. Making it a little closer for Luminosity, but here we go. A couple players from Luminosity make it to the playground. Art, though, kind of spotting around. Doesn't see a person in particular, but he saw the nades. He saw at least 2 come from the party area, so you got to expect at least 2 to 3 people in those spots.
Loitering around the slide. The thugs of Luminosity. Antisocial behavior order around the playground. That's what you'd get in the UK. Also known as an ASBO.
An ASBO?
ASBO, yeah. So, like, chavs would get ASBOs for playing music too loud, just being morons and doing moronic things, wearing bad clothing.
Chavs, I just learned that word the other day. Chavs.
Chavs, yeah. Chavs. I guess it would be, your equivalent would be trailer trash?
Yes.
Or
trailer trash, white
trailer trash a
trash
little bit, or rednecks maybe?
rednecks.
ASBO means antisocial behavior order.
We did say that. Thank you, Dan, for
just
reaffirming,
so you know.
just
so you
confirming.
Know.
Clipboard Dan has appeared, and he has officiated as far as ASBO definitions and acronyms.
Did you have an ASBO, James?
No, I almost got permanently expelled from school though.
Oh.
1 time. Or no, 2 times actually.
Is that for being an idiot, or what's it for?
More or less, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I had one time was because I had a really small missile, and the other time was because I accidentally gave a kid a concussion.
How do you accidentally give someone a concussion?
There was this little kid who was like, when I was in the last year of school, he was in the first year of school.
Was he compared to you, James?
He was like waist size. He was fun. He was tiny, but he just kept following
well, you're an
me.
adult, James.
Shut up! He kept following me around. He was always just like hovering around me, like in the playground and stuff. So one time I picked him up by the peg hook off his bag, and I span him around, and I put him back down. But he was so dizzy that he fell over. He got up and then ran sideways headfirst into a wall and got a concussion. So I almost got expelled for that. I just span him around on his back. I didn't throw him into a wall, did I? So, you know, I didn't think that was reasonable. I didn't want him to. You
found a loophole in the system, James. You just started spinning around everyone, didn't you?
I didn't wish any injury of any kind on him. I just
except extreme dizziness.
Is that an injury though? It's just a state of
which very often leads to injury.
Does it?
Probably does. In this case, it definitely did. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. The science is not there.
What about the missile?
I hope he made a full recovery because, you know, it wasn't intended, so. Oh, the missile. Do we have time to talk about it right now?
We'll see after this round. We'll talk about this round. Yuri does have an AK and armor. And a kit. All the marbles, and FURIA is stacked B. Luminosity does not like the sound of that. They don't like it. They're going to go towards A. Bolts, though, picking up the bomb as Neck is going to slowly but surely take control of this long A. And that's a good start for FURIA.
Yeah, they've got a pick. Can they collect? Well, this is a day. Hello. This is a dangerous round now for Luminosity. Yuri has Kevlar and an AK-47. We've got smoke grenades up once again. Now, can Luminosity deal with this as well as FURIA did? It is an eco round, an anti-eco round, but this is buying time for rotation, importantly. Luminosity do not have position anywhere else on the map. Fishing is able J. More damage being done. Yuri still alive with that AK-47. But all importantly, going for a spray. He's got to be careful. That's beautiful from him. 1 versus 2. Combined 35 HP with 20 seconds. And they're going to cross to the site. Running out of bullets. But look at the time on the clock. Is he ready for it? He
my
is.
Goodness.
And it's absolute disaster. And again, I think this shows the difference in the level of organization, how deep the strats are, and just the general coordination for these two teams. Because I don't feel like you would see that with a FURIA. But with Luminosity, you do.
Well, with FURIA, they would have just ran right through those smokes as T-side instead of sitting back like Luminosity did. As you said, them sitting beyond the smokes, behind it, waiting them out, allowed rotation time for FURIA. And a map like Overpass, the rotation times can be pretty quick, going from A to B or Heaven or whatever. So, good, nice, deep little Molotov. Doing only a little bit of damage, but gets them to move. Gets them a little scooting.
So get them into the mood.
Get them in the mood. Little candlelight. Little fire.
Boss is going for a bolt play, but that's it. He understands that's the opportunity come and gone. Those balloons. I hear winds, but the balloons are not moving.
What did you say? You hate?
I hear a wind.
I gotta fix it.
Are you from Tennessee now?
From Memphis.
Dan 3-6 Mafia Capadia.
3-6 Mafia, nice.
Tennessee. Well, we got the setup here on long. 2-man setup, Arts with the AWP. He's actually playing, he's looking towards the bathrooms at the moment. Yuri is going to get flashed out. It's going to get absolutely owned here. Caserato is under attack, and Art is there with the AWP. If he goes down, he will go down. Art goes deep. He finds the bomb as well. Big frag comes in from Art. He pushes more closely towards that bomb, and now it's under his control, but he's alone there. And he's got himself a good position to try to defend. He's so strong with this AWP. He will whiff the shot, but he's got more opportunities, but maybe not more than one. It's a leg shot. USP is out. Up comes out again, but there's no time for any triggers to be pulled. And that's a 1 versus 1. What the hell's going on? There's no time. That's a wrap. That's done. It's over.
It's over.
Can they capitalize on this damage, though? Perhaps not, considering their own situation at present. On the subject of Yuri, what happened to Uri Geller? Is he still bending spoons somewhere?
Who? I think
Uri Geller is this. You know Uri Geller?
Is he? I think I've read about it.
Famous psychic.
I've read that there's another person going around who disproved all these psychics. It's like he's a really old guy by now. I think he's like 70 or 80 years old. But he said he'll give $1 million to anyone if they can prove they have real psychic powers.
Look, man, for $1 million, I'll bend a spoon. I'll say that much. 5-round lead for FURIA, trying to avoid disaster in a round such as this. Now, at this point, does Henny try to win the round? Does he try to save his AWP? Perhaps there is a chance. That gun might be retrievable. The 3 players, though, they're sprinting to the site. They need to try and clear the site before more CTs rotate in, but AUGs are a big problem in this game at the moment. Big flashbang, but it goes both ways. The kill comes for Neckers regardless. Still just with Henny with the AWP. 1 versus 2 with 1:15 on the clock. You almost fancy him for it.
And he has to get the bomb, but look at the flank from Yuri. This can be huge for FURIA. Oh, what? He's got to opt through the wall.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? And that buys more time. Yuri comes in from the back, and it's a 13-7.
Violated.
From the back.
I gotta say, you know, on the Yuri Geller thing. So Yuri Geller was like an illusionist as well. I actually went to, because he's also Ezready, and I went to, I think, like one of the most famous, God, what they call, but like, you know, illusionists. Well, that's like an illusion.
Magician.
Dancer.
No, not magician. No, it's different. The illusionists, they're different.
We already said that.
Is that like a kaleidoscope?
No.
The shaman.
Which doctor?
I'm gonna come back hopefully with the correct.
Did you go to an African juju doctor?
What's that?
Never mind.
Who's a really famous British one? There's one that's super famous guy is British, and he sort of plays like tricks with your mind.
Yes. What's his name?
God.
David Copperfield.
Darren Brown.
Darren Brown, yeah. So I saw like the Israeli equivalent of Darren Brown and doing a show. Mentalist. That's the title. Mentalist. And it was actually incredibly entertaining. It was really, really fun being in the crowd there.
But was he bending spoons?
He wasn't bending spoons.
He wasn't. So then why'd you go? Why'd you go?
You know, David Copperfield was married to Claudia Schiffer. When I saw that, I was pissed, man. I was too young for Claudia Schiffer, let's be honest.
It gave hope to all the nerds in the world.
She's one of those women who's just so beautiful, you're just mad at whoever marries her. It's like, yeah, I'm 10. I'm sort of hating you.
Yeah, she married a magician. Just think of that.
You're a strange 10-year-old, James. I just play Quake.
Nothing against magicians.
But what if the magician could bend spoons, man? If you could bend spoons, I'd marry you, Eric.
Well, I'm gonna keep practicing on that right now.
It's about to be 14-7 here for FURIA. They look really comfortable. The next rounds, that's the big one. It's a big one for Luminosity to find some momentum, and if they don't in that next round, they don't really have any other opportunities, I don't think, as it will be 15-7 should they lose it, and their economy is still not great. Right, so unless they get a bomb plant, but.
And look, we see it again. Luminosity struggling on their T side. They won the first 2 rounds, pistol and anti-eco, and so far, other than that, like 1 on 2, they've pretty much been pretty blown out here. FURIA showing that they want to win. They're more structured. They're hungrier. You got to be hungry if you want to be the best. FURIA's famished.
All right then, Luminosity, half the score of their opponent. We got a lovely shot there from Art. He is a joy to watch, really. I mean, I enjoy watching FURIA in general, but Art specifically, he's got the style points.
I'm a new fan now. You made me a fan today.
Yeah, agreed. He's been playing really well.
Oh, man.
Okay, this is a wipeout. Absolute wipeout. I wonder if there's an element for Luminosity where they've lost some hope. Or if it's a lack of structure that's created issues here for them.
That's always been one of the issues.
It's true. Emotional team in the past.
Who's the IGL for Luminosity? Like, is it Steel? Or Bolts?
I mean, Steel has done IGLing in the past, but I don't know if he is doing it currently.
It's got to be someone.
Bolts, Henny, and Lucas don't strike me as the ones. And Neckers is the most inexperienced of the 5, so...
I think they need, like, strategy from outside the game, like a coach, an analyst, or something. Whatever they have at the moment isn't enough. They need more. Because we've watched them for I don't know how long. For a very long time.
Yeah.
Different iterations, but all the different iterations still seem to have similar issues.
They've got great players. I mean, it's just, yeah,
they need an outside source to bring them more structure.
Yeah, the problem often comes if you have a team of players. It doesn't matter how good they are. If you don't have a couple strong leadership figures, natural leaders, or someone that doesn't have a good understanding of the game, then you kind of go around in circles, and that's a really big problem. I think that's why generally we've been seeing people like more good teams coming up with younger talent, because there's a better proliferation of good information of how the game works at the top level that there never really used to be. And there's so many good examples of it that I think it makes it easier for new and upcoming talents to have and solve that previously very difficult issue of, how do you play the game? How do you think about the game?
Maybe they should take a cooking class together, all together, learn something.
Team building exercise.
Team building exercise.
Pottery class.
There you go. That's hard, though. I took ceramics. It's not easy.
I made a breakfast bowl.
Did you?
I still use it today. Yeah.
Do you have a picture of it?
No, I don't have a picture of a bowl on my phone.
What do you use it? What do you use it for?
Do you have it on Facebook
cereal,
or something?
on the one day a month where I'm at home, I'll have a bowl of cereal.
I'm sure there's a picture on Facebook of it.
No. I'm not a user of Facebook, really. Anyway, it is match point for FURIA, and they're back to taking liberties again. Yuri is in a really awkward spot now. And he is not going to get a frag on this occasion. Kestrato gets traded, so it's not over just yet. Luminosity have a man advantage, moving towards the site. Vinny will get traded through the smoke by Henny. Great play from him. So still a chance as they try to plant the bomb, but there's no cover from the site. There's no bomb plant. Arts now has full control, my friend. Now what?
Yeah, was that a 4-on-2 situation for Luminosity? Or a 4-on-3? It feels like every time Luminosity gets ahead, it doesn't feel like they're ahead. It feels like they're always playing from behind, and Abel taking out Bolts. Now it's up to match point for Hen 1. Take out, nope, nope, nope. FURIA takes the match, 16-7.
Yeah, and I think, we expected it. Everyone except James predicted this outcome, and, was... I think there's enough data out there for us to understand that FURIA, a team that's very promising. They do a lot of their own stuff. They feel pretty complete as a team. They have some hiccups here or there. We saw in Inferno, perhaps some struggles that we shouldn't really be seeing, but there's every reason to be confident that they can fix issues that they have. Whereas Luminosity, they've had similar issues for a long time, and they are going in circles a bit with those. And so FURIA will make a step forwards here and towards that, into the grand finals. So congratulations to them, but it's not over just yet. Still a finals to play, and we'll find out who will be their opponents tomorrow, in fact.
Yeah, I always enjoy watching FURIA. Again, I think they're still an up-and-coming team in that I don't think well, I hope we haven't seen their ceiling yet. I hope there's more to come from them, and there's more developing to do, and more results to have versus stronger opposition, and so on and so forth. I would love to see them fight for top Brazilian team. That would be beautiful, and maybe it would be the kind of competition that MIBR need to find their own way again. So lots of pluses here for as far as FURIA are concerned for me.
Yeah, whatever system they have, coaching and whatnot, they're doing it right. I'm not saying that you can replace their players and you can be the same team, but the way they play together, the way they exchange kills and timing, they're all on the same page. They're doing something right in practice, and I mean, hopefully they're able to let us know like what they're doing, because it'd be cool to see other teams follow in their footsteps in a way.
Yeah, and I agree with the statement about Arts being a standout today. Great performances from him, but here is indeed how the brackets stand. We already alluded to it. Tomorrow we'll play out INTZ versus Cloud9 to see who will play FURIA in the grand finals a day later than that, and then who will qualify to Wembley. And speaking of Wembley, you guys should go get your tickets, because they are on sale still, of course, and they should be for a while, but now is a good time to get yourself locked in before they all get sold like hotcakes. And James, British crowd, they're rowdy, they're hungry for Counter-Strike. Camaraderie is at an all-time high every ECS event. Yeah,
there's a lot of Europeans who attend as well. There's always a good Danish contingent at the front with LED signs and all kinds of stuff. So, but you've got the English jobbers there as well, including me, of course. Plenty of alcohol and fun things at ECS finals. Who knows, maybe you'll get a haircut on stage.
Well, fun facts, or fun thing, another fun thing, is the HyperX X Factor of the match. So let's check that out.
What's it going to be?
Bananas.
James Bardoff turning up to the studio.
Okay.
Fast and aggressive.
The style points from Arts. I definitely agree with this. I think that he was really enjoyable to watch today with the AWP from start to finish, really. Great impact from him. He's always great to watch. Like, he's pretty consistent with this kind of player. I think if you're going to play the style he plays, you need to be consistent, and he certainly is, in my opinion, from the matches I've seen of him. And yeah, he's one of my favorite snipers to watch at the moment.
Yeah, it's really awesome seeing how active he likes to be. Because even when he doesn't have a sniper in his hand, he likes to get that rifle, and he likes to be that guy that pushes in and tries to entry frag, tries to, like on Cash, we saw him just running into middle by himself, running up to white box at ridiculously quick timings. He likes to get into the action, and that's a really fun thing to watch for sure. So definitely agree with that one. And I think the only thing really left to do before we close down the show is to remind you guys that you can join in the conversation. If you have any questions for us, anything at all to say about the matches or about anyone here, if you have anything to say to James or Eric or myself, you can hit up at ECS on Twitter, hashtag ECS7 to join in the conversation. But with that said, I think it is about time to close down the show. But we have 2 more days of play this week, so make sure you tune into those. We'll be live the same time tomorrow with 2 more semi-finals for Europe and North America. We'll see you for that. Cheers.
Cheers.